And welcome back to another episode of The Credit Authority. Again, I am your host, Rhonda Kulch, and we always want to start off by thanking our sponsors. So once again, thank you to Equity First. If you are experiencing credit and or financial challenges, feel free to reach out to any one of their trained professionals. They can be reached at 631-714-4822. And we're just going to move this show right along. So normally we have all mortgage and real estate on our show. And this week we are all about the market and finance. So who better than, of course, my prior guest, Jeff, than to bring on my buddy, Mitch Goldberg from Client First Strategies. How are you?
I am doing great. Thanks for having me on today. It's great to be here.
I love having you in the studio because you and I have so much fun. But I want to just want to jump right into it. Market is insane. Interest rates are up. People are in fear. And I look at you and I want to know, how can you save me?
I have to look, you would think as a financial advisor, and I've been a financial advisor since 1990, and you would think I spend a lot of time telling people what to do with their money. You should do this, you should do that. But I spend most of my time telling people what not to do with their money.
I know, I watch you. I follow your show, and you put out amazing content for people like me to basically keep your guard up.
Right. So my favorite expression is don't just do something, stand there. Because in times of emotion, high anxiety, the emotional parts of our brain take over. It's fight or flight reaction, okay? Instinct. And that might be good for hunters and gatherers, but it's a terrible thing for investors because people start to tinker too much. They start to make mistakes. They start to do things like thinking, let me get out of the market now and I'll get back in when things are better. The problem is when the market starts to go back up, you'll say to yourself, well, I could have bought when things were lower, so I'm going to wait till they go lower. And then the market goes lower, and then you'll say, I'll wait till it goes even lower. And then it goes back up and you say, I could have bought lower. And it's just this endless procrastination when we know that time in the market outweighs timing the market. And my feeling is that we're long-term investors. We know there are going to be ups and downs. And I get questions like this all the time. Should I buy now? Is now a good time to be in the market? The answer is it depends. It depends on you. It depends on when will you need this money. Now, if your goal is to just buy when the market's low, okay, well, the market could go lower. The market could go higher. Who's to say the market's low right now? We could see the market go down a lot more. We could see it go up a lot more. But I'm not here to tell you to make a directional bet with your life savings. Other people can do that. I'm here to save you from making these outsized bets on your life savings. What I want everyone to do is take a deep breath, sit back and say, invest based on your own personal risk tolerance. We are bombarded with news, and it's the negative news that stands out. War, oil, inflation, sky-high mortgage rates. I mean, I bought my first house in 1994, and the rates now are what I got for my first house in 1994.
I just had this conversation. I'm buying a bed and breakfast, and the rates that I am being quoted for that purchase, I said to my husband, I said, God, it feels like we're in the 90s again.
Oh, my God, doesn't it? And maybe they'll bring back Friends and Seinfeld. That would be
But those
cool.
were the good days.
They were fun. They were learning days. They were learning days. We were young, dumb, and we didn't know what we were doing, but we were exploring. Okay? So with all of that, people get emotional. They want to react. And I'm a news junkie. I follow so much financial, geopolitical, poli-sci news. My head is about to explode, but I enjoy this. And I do all of this following the news, in-depth analysis. I write, I create content about it, all to get to the conclusion that you should just invest as an individual based on your unique time horizon till you need your money, your time horizon till your goals, your risk tolerance, okay? And that's it. And tune everything else out.
When you have somebody that is getting into the market right now, are you, and we're talking about individual goals, and I agree with that. Where, my question would be, is there something in today's market that's the new it? So for a while, it was that crypto market, which I never got into. Shame on me. Maybe.
No. I agree. I'm with you.
I have a big problem with tangibility. The crypto market, to me, my brain doesn't work like that. So it's just too much for me to process. And I had a guest on just to educate me on crypto. It did no good.
I'm very well versed on crypto. I create a lot of content about crypto.
Yeah.
And I am still not personally convinced it's for me. Now, it could be for someone else, and I don't want to come on to your show and make, specific recommendations, should you buy, to buy this or buy that.
No, not at all.
You have to judge things on your own. But I think people got caught up in FOMO when crypto was 20,000. I'm talking Bitcoin.
Yeah,
30, 40. Last Thanksgiving, it was $69,000 or $67,000 a coin. Now it's about $16,000 a coin. To me, this whole thing with it is it just reinforces to me, there's nothing new under the sun. The hot thing was crypto. Before that, the hot thing was pot stocks, right? And there's always something that captures the attention of investors, that starts to go up, that attracts new money. And then you've got a bunch of funds going into it, exchange traded funds or mutual funds, and it gets the investing public all whipped up and they want to get into this stuff. And then the last couple of dollars finally go into it. It ends badly. It ends in tears. And a lot of people just look at themselves and say, why the heck did I do this again? Because people do this over and over and over. So again, I do a lot of work on it just to get to the conclusion to say, I'm tuning it out.
When somebody comes to you to do a sit down, what type of questions are you asking them so that you can appropriately guide them to make the appropriate investment for themselves and their family?
What I do is I ask open-ended questions. Where do you see yourself living when you retire? Do you see yourself staying in your current home? Do you see yourself helping financially support adult-age children? Do you have an updated will? Tell me about your insurance. Because we're living longer, and the risk is that we live too long. We have cognitive diseases, things like that, and we need somebody to take care of us. So I want to figure this out and ask people where they see themselves, and then I'm looking for gaps in their current financial plan. I have to say, most people can't do everything. You can't take that unbelievable trip to Europe twice a year. You can't have every kind of amazing insurance policy there is. You can't do everything. So what we have to really do is I help them prioritize what are the most important things that we need to focus on. And that's where the questions lead to. So maybe we just need these few things. And then a lot of people are worried about the stock market. So we look at their risk tolerance. We do an assessment on their personal risk tolerance. We match it to their investments. And a lot of times, new clients will discover that they are right where they should be and they have nothing to worry about. But they didn't know they had nothing to worry about until they go through this sit down with us and we go through the process of investing, of planning and recalibrating. And then we just keep up with it. But most of it, it's not that things are set in stone, but I feel in my line of work, the more you do, the worse you do.
Is it the don't overthink it process?
Definitely.
Set it and forget it?
Set it and let someone else monitor it who's a third person detached from your emotions state.
So just for the sake of time, what I want to also focus on is you've said a few things about discussing the plan. This is not a process that you can do alone. Who are your power partners that you work with to ensure that your clients are protected?
Well, my power partners really is just a lot of really good technology, planning software, calculators, but there's nothing that replaces empathy and seeing the look in someone's eyes of either happiness or fear. And that tells you a lot, which is why it's so important to sit down and see someone in 3D.
We make it tangible. So you heard it here. We are in studio today. We are speaking with Mitch Goldberg, Client First Strategies. Your office is located in Melville, New York?
Correct.
And how does somebody reach out to you?
You can reach us at 631-920-6622 or check us out on the web at Client First Strategy, ClientFirst. So it's all spelled out. ClientFirstStrategy.com.
I love it. So with that said, stay tuned. We're bringing on our next guest.